Boone Mall, January 2020. A small mall in a remote college town, placing it in a unique scenario. How is the Boone Mall doing? Let's step inside and find out. Yeah, the day after bad weather. It's hell up here. Boone Mall's humble beginnings were in 1980, when construction began on the mall at the low price of $2.5 million. Anchors included would be Foodtown Grocery, JCPenney, and Rite Aid. Belk would also come to the mall shortly after, remaining a staple of the mall since. Boone Mall was quickly wrapped up in an odd controversy, as a reported explosion caused significant damage to the mall in 1981. Yes, you heard that right. An explosion. Newspapers highlight that the explosion had occurred inside the Italian Village restaurant and caused significant damage to the space, the mall itself, and smoke damage to surrounding tenants, including Belk. A suspect was detained in connection to the explosion and was charged with malicious damage to personal property by way of incendiary cause. Another also testified to the charge, hinting that this case of arson was for committing insurance fraud. A few years later, one of the witnesses that testified was found dead in a motel outside New York City. This explosive controversy had only slowed the mall down for a few months, as everything reopened relatively quickly after repairs were made. Although there is a dark spot in the news that I was just unable to uncover, Foodtown and Rite Aid would depart the mall for greener pastures over time, and today, a TJ Maxx and a few side businesses occupy the space. The 2010s would bring more concerning events forward, in which heavy rains caused the creeks around the mall to overflow and flood the mall parking lots. It's difficult to point at one particular incident, as flooding was happening and reported on during 2011, 2013, 2015, 2017, even reports as recent as 2019. Fortunately, the mall appears to be just high enough on land to avoid significant damage from floods, according to photos. In 2017, we would see JCPenney close its doors along with 137 other locations. In addition, a number of inline tenants, including Radio Shack, Maurice's, and Primo's Italian Restaurant, would be on their way out. Having run a secondary home store on the mall property, Belk would choose to consolidate back into their initial anchor pad. The loss of JCPenney would be offset by the arrival of Hobby Lobby in late 2018, which would come to fill the void. However, they would close off their mall entrance. Today, the Boone Mall continues to press on, or at least it used to before the great pandemic of 2020 happened. The mall maintained full anchor occupancy with Belk, TJ Maxx, and Hobby Lobby. The mall even secured an Old Navy and Panera Bread. Inline occupancy, although having declined, is still overall decent with staples like Bath & Body Works, GNC, and Shoe Department, as well as smaller, locally run businesses like a barber shop, a restaurant, a snack bar, and a locally run clothing shop. Overall, it was just business as usual for this remote mall, despite the consistent parking lot floods. Overall, my own thoughts on the mall are actually kinda decent. The mall looks alright, nothing really to write home about, but it isn't too bad on the eyes. It's also interesting to see such a small mall managing to hold its own up here in a remote mountain town. Perhaps some of it is to do with Boone in particular being a college town, but nonetheless, things seem a-okay up here. I haven't much in the way of stories, though, as nothing eventful happened during my visit here. I simply went to the mall, did a few laps, went to go get something at the Game Father and Bath & Body Works, and after that I was on my way. Anyway, we are just about at the end of the video. I do want to thank you for joining me for a quick trot through the Boone Mall. Do drop a like, and share some thoughts and feelings down below if you wish to do so. And also, share this video if you want others to see it. Additionally, you can find me on Ko-fi or Minds. I guess Boomerbook too if you really want to play around with the retail groups there. All in all, I'm most active on YouTube though, so you might as well stick around for the community posts. Well guys, until next time, this is Doomy Grunt, wishing you and the Boone Mall farewell and good luck in the coming storm.